Hello and welcome to Ask Jamie #1. I'm in front of a fucking building. The comment question of the day comes from the user Shields. He's also the person that made the intro to this new series. His question is, I'm sad I didn't get a shout out, but then I realized your beard is made of nails, and was instantly happy again. Real men have beards, and so does Dunlap Center for Athletic Training and Performance Services. Dunlap West. Represent. Dr. Demon here. Next comment comes from BlackBane01, and he says, every time this video gets a dislike, a fluffy bunny is taken into a dark alleyway and gets raped. But however, every time this video gets a like, instead the fluffy bunny is given a carrot and is allowed to live a happy life in a field filled with daffodils. So let us go into the field and jump on top of the overfluffed bunnies, because that's what makes us happy. Words from Dr. Demon. Next comment comes from No-Go Self-Inflicted, and he says, emo represent, fucker. Next comment comes from a user, the official Krypton, and he says, if that ain't creative, I'm fucked. I'm in a Kmart bathroom. Next comment comes from a user named WolfDemonBoy2, and he says, yum, deep fried kittens, my favorite. Tastes like those donuts we had earlier. Next comment was from a user, MickDC. My username is not Mick, Chew! But that's okay. Though, LOL. Shout out McDC. Next comment comes from a username, Mr. White StarCraft 2, and he says, I want to make a creative comment, but all I could think of was nipples. Next comment comes from a username, Skill Blades, and he says, hell yeah, he sneezed after he said my name. Ha 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 ha, tongue face. Next comment comes from a username, Dark Slayer TV. And his comment says, it's actually a haiku, and it says, how will we raise up? Well, together to the top, no man left behind. The first question comes from a user, The Wish, and his question is, what is your ambition? Considering you got lots of subscribers now, thanks to Together to the Top. Well, my ambition, well, first, after taking over Greece, well, my ambition on YouTube is to help out as many people as I can, and making funny videos that you guys enjoy. Kind of like this one. I hope you enjoy it. Oh my god, it's a fucking cricket.
Where?
I was joking. Next question comes from Kai the Original Ninja, and he says, are you planning on sticking with your current theme of videos, or will you do gaming commentaries in the future? I don't know, it depends. I don't know, I'm not really into gaming right now, and I just am really liking making vlogs and just funny videos, so I don't know, let's just leave it up to the gods. Next comes from Where Maru Gaming, and his question is, Decepticons or Autobots? Let's see. Well, they're both pretty kick-ass, but I have to go with Autobots because Sam Witwicky is my homeboy, and I can't betray him. Or can I? Next question comes from a username, Creepin' Creepers. And he says, 4chan or Reddit? What the fuck is that? Nah, I'm just kidding. I've only really done 4chan because I was looking for some nudes of Flo the Progressive Girl. I mean, no. Next question comes from PSN DanJam123, and he says, what was your first inspiration into getting into making YouTube videos? Well, PSN DanJam, to be completely honest, I did it for the sex. No, I'm just kidding. I did it for the hell of it, and that's pretty much why I did it. Next question comes from a username XJammy, or XJamie, or something. Okay, this is my question. What was the best thing that ever happened to you, and what was the worst thing? Answer, best thing. Well, being born was pretty good. I do enjoy existing. I can't really pick a best time. The worst was my mother passing away. Next question comes from a username XXX I'm ballin' XXX. And his question is, why are you so epic? Well, I have two people to thank. Obama and Asian Jesus. Next questions come from CornLover1, and he says, do you have a girlfriend? Where do you go to school? What are your plans for the future? If you were a Greek god, who would you be? Who would you be? Yeah, pretty much. Well, that was a mouthful. Lindsay Lohan would be proud. I don't have a girlfriend right now. I bet that was a big shocker. I'm going to school at Stark State studying respiratory care, and in the future, I'm going to be a respiratory care therapist. And if I was a Greek god, I'd have to say I'm Poseidon, because I'm so wet! Next question comes from DavyDude123, and his questions are, how old are you? What kind of music do you listen to? And what are your hobbies? 20 years old, I listen to Screamo, and, my hobbies are YouTube. Next question comes from Grim TV, and he asks, what is a bacon hawk? Well, a long time ago, a piece of bacon fucked a hawk. Next question comes from the user Chaotic Singularity, and his question is, what made you start YouTube? As I said to PSN DanJam123, I did it for the sex. This question comes from Video Begins in 3, 2, 1. And his question is, if you were a girl and you had to choose one guy to have sex with, who would it be? And you also said, by the way, my answer would be you. No homo. My answer is, well, definitely you. And totally homo. Next question comes from a user, Toros261, and his question is, Jamie, are you cool? And of course you have to answer. Otherwise, if you don't answer, it will mean that you're not cool. My answer, Pepto motherfucking Bismol. Do you want to be featured in the next episode of Ask Jamie? Well, leave your comments and questions below, and I may choose you to be in the next episode. So be as creative as you can. Also, you can leave video response questions. If I get 1 to 2 video response questions that I like, I will put them in the video. You actually talking will be on my video. Also, follow the Together to the Top Twitter, join the Together to the Top Steam group, and like the Together to the Top Facebook. Links are all in the description. Thanks guys for watching. Stay tuned for my next episode of Ask Jamie. Remember to like, favorite, and as always subscribe. Thanks guys for watching.